Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex coming back in today with a brand new video. So, Overlord Season 3, Episode 6. Man, I like where the show's going. I gotta come out and say that right off the rip to, the introduction of this video. So, I look at where it's going, and looking at the characters that we're actually, gathering, and I'm gonna adjust my mic really quick here, gathering and just putting together, and I really like it. I like it for reasons that are different than the past, because the past, it's really really been maybe one or two characters, and now it looks like we're gonna have a collective group of characters that aren't going to be people we know. We're going to have the foresight people and other workers, and it looks like each worker may play a role. I see about 4 characters really, actually, excuse me, 5, all the foresight characters, and the one dude that's supposed to be compared to Strongoff. I see, 5 characters throughout the rip that are going to play a role in this series, right? In this season, the second half. And of course the king, and of course the wizard or whatever, or the mage, excuse me, of the king. So I see about 7 different characters that could play a crucial role in this half of the season for sure, and I'm really excited about that. And they all look like they're at least competent. Of course, we know they're no Momonga, no Lord Ainz. They have no idea in which the power they hold. Lord Ainz and Momonga. So I look and see how Ainz is really just monopolizing the world really slowly and subtly, and he's doing it behind the scenes in a way in which you cannot discover unless you're someone that's really smart. So if someone does discover it, of course they're going to be killed. I mean, with the jaw to both thing, that's Demerge. Actually, that's not Jalda. That was not Jalda. That's Demerge with that persona. Lord Ainz and Momonga, we see that everyone's starting to see them as 2 separate entities of true power. And of course, now it's kind of as if Lord Ainz has someone working on the inside, Momonga, when his real, Momonga's true leader is actually Lord Ainz. Given, yes, I know that's the same person, obviously. I'm just saying that's just kind of how it's going to be playing and working out here. And that's really cool to see. So other than that, though, we get to see and learn, we get a little world building, right? We get to learn how, I guess, the ecology per se of the world in a way. We get to find out that workers are different than adventurers, people who work for guilds. So workers are people that basically work for themselves, and they don't have to work for the temple. And it's not just about saving people's lives and not necessarily making people's lives better, as the guy from Foresight says, which I want to get into this in a second because it's interesting. It's basically doing, even stealing stuff from graves. It could be anything. It's the dirtier stuff, basically, essentially. And I found it weird, and I want to know more about Foresight and their backgrounds already immediately, because we have a guy that says, if we don't find another third-tier mage or whatever, if so-and-so quits because of she wants to take care of her siblings and she does not like her parents and how they, she's just doing the morally correct thing of saying, hey, I'm old enough, I'm competent enough, I'll take care of them the right way they should be. And he's just kind of like, I would rather not become an adventurer again. And because one of the guys in the group asked that, and he's just like, I don't want to be working for the temple and just save lives. And it's weird. It makes me want to know his backstory immediately, because one thing that set me off and kind of like triggered the alarms in my head was he said he'd retire and he'd want to take on a job that would help the weak, and he'd want to preach the word of God. And it's weird that he's doing worker work, but yet he wants to do those things. He's doing worker work that is dirtier work, and at the same time he wants to, if he retires, he wants to do things like tell people about God and help the weak. And he clearly states that he'd rather not, do jobs that just save people. And so I'm just kind of confused and lost, like, what does he mean exactly by that? I'm kind of, I'm confused. I'm not getting the gist of what he's really getting at here, because you kind of contradicted yourself. So I'm wondering if that's just a contradiction and a flaw within the writing of his character, or writing of his, translation of his dialogue. I don't know. But at the same time, it makes me wonder, maybe there's more to him than meets the eye. Maybe we'll get some characterization. I mean, we did for Ungloss, we did for Climb, so why not these characters too? So I'm really excited to see where that goes. So Lord Momonga is back, and I cannot just describe how excited I am to see him on screen. And that ending scene, when he asks him, why are you guys working here? Why are you guys doing this? Did they pay you enough money? And he's like, yes, that's why. They have paid us enough money for our lives. He's like, I see that I've asked a pointless question. I apologize. Kind of just smacking them all in the face. And I can't wait to see that guy that's full of himself, and the guy that's like treating women with disrespect, of course. Just, try to fight Momonga or something, and he just gets fucked up. Or Momonga just kind of embarrasses him because he lets him hit him and nothing happens. So moving on to the next topic here, we also need to talk about the new older brother that has been inserted into the story of the prince and the princess. Douchebag. Immediately. He's just a huge douchebag of a character, and I'm just kind of like, this guy, I don't like him. Getting him off screen, off screen. Let Stronov kick his ass because he comes in there, barges in the room, and starts talking shit to Stronov, saying he should have him imprisoned. When Stronov is the head warrior, he can do whatever he wants. He is the king's right hand man. He has the power. So I'm just kind of like, Jesus, this guy is full of himself. Someone make him lose an arm. Humble this man. And I'm just kind of like, dude, like, get out of this room. Your sister's crazy. Your brother's cunning. Your little brother, and you're just a douche. Like, oh man, this show, man, it always has characters that are at least get underneath your skin in a good way and or a bad way. So I mean, that's one of the strengths of the show. I mean, that's why it's one of the better shows I've seen in anime, because all the way down from its supportive characters to its up top main characters, they give them a little depth and they allow them to become their own person. So that's cool to see. I mean, and I'm glad that at first I thought the guy from Foresight wasn't actually with the girl, the purple-haired girl, Imina, because he's talking about Nabe, and he's like, honestly, even this Nabe girl that was with this Adamantite guy, she's prettier than her. And he's like, well, speaking how you're so head over heels for, what's her name again? Imani. Imani, he's like, I'm surprised you would say such a thing. And I was like, okay, they must not be together or something. And they ended up being together, unless that's just a drunken stupor and they're just messing around. But now they're definitely sleeping together, so I would assume they're together. And especially since the guy said, I don't think you can retire by your own choice, and you have a discussion about that. So other than that, though, I think I covered all the bases for this episode, actually. I need to actually look around my mic because my mic's in my way. But Emperor L. Nix, actually, is the last thing we're going to talk about. He's kind of like Lord Irons. He does not, came off as someone who's just a douche, too. And he's actually a character that he takes talent over status. If you are strong, if you are talented, you can work for the king. You can work for the king, power over everything, right? And he does not care your status. So he's someone that's similar to Lord Irons. He seems as if he's someone that's not... He comes off with the douche personality, but he also comes off with, hey, he's actually kind of smart. He's not, yes, he has that personality that's probably not the most likable once you get to learn about him more and hear him talk more. Probably the more he talks, the less you like him. But he comes off as someone who's probably pretty smart too. He just has a personality you're supposed to dislike for some reason. I wonder what that's setting up for. But other than that, though, guys, be sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, X25. I will see you guys next time. Peace.